Folks out there with shamrock shakes in their hand. How do we get R2 before the rest of them grab them?
I don't know. I might have to sneak out in the middle of this segment and grab a couple.
That voice, of course, belongs to Jonathan Dent, who's going to join me for this open line hour. Whatever you'd like to chat about at 989-752-6111. Hours brought to you by our friends at, of course, the wonderful folks at Home Decorating.
Westside
Decorating
there it
Center.
Is.
I knew I could get it out.
I had trouble thinking of it too.
Westside Decorating Center. Mike and the gang are there. Everything you need for home decorating, you'll find it at Westside Decorating Center. As I said, open phones. Too bad there's nothing to talk about, nothing going on.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
This whole thing with Iran, whether or not it was justified, whether or not he was right or wrong to do it, I'm more interested in the other side of it. What's the end game?
That's kind of what has me worried too, is great, there are no boots on the ground, but there are no boots on the ground.
Yeah, well,
it's just...
And he says there won't be, so who knows? But I want to know what the end game is, that's all. We'll find out later, because it'll wind its way through Congress and the politics and all of that. And it is divided, too. It's interesting that there are Democrats who supported it and those who didn't. And there are Republicans who opposed it and those who didn't.
Not just in our country. I'm amazed at the international response, because a lot of countries that have historically, over the past decade, really insulted the U.S. for getting involved in all these foreign entanglements. Like Canada was one of the first to come out and support, and the UK, even to a degree, is like
they were slow, but they came around.
Yeah,
So it's an interesting scenario. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, callers, you're welcome, and we've got one waiting for us. This is Tom in Bangor Township. Tom, good morning to you. Welcome on with Art and Jonathan. Yeah.
How are you doing?
We're both doing well.
Okay, now, as of last night, 7:45 until about 8:50, the station went dead. You know anything about that?
Yes.
During the Joe Pags show.
Yes, we're aware of it. Something got nudged, and something happened with our automation system that switched it from automated to manual. And when that happens, normally if things...
It's a computer.
It's a computer issue. Normally, if things shut down, we get notified almost immediately. We get a big blinking light that says, we're off the air, there's a problem.
I get it on my phone, actually.
Yeah. But with what happened, just the way that it went wrong, it didn't send us that notification. And we're busy people outside of the station, so we just didn't have... It was actually, my mom texted me last night and said, are you guys off the air? And that's what got us towards resolving it.
And was it PAGs or was it, didn't we have...
It was during PAGs.
Didn't we have baseball or hockey on?
That was earlier in the afternoon. Those were at 1 and 1:45.
All right, yeah, that's right. They were early ones. So we apologize, but, we are the victims of technology as well as the users of technology. And every now and then it catches up with us.
Yeah, that seems to happen about two times a week. Sometimes you get about a minute and a half, sometimes 5 minutes of dead air.
Well, sometimes, depending what the show is, some of the pre-recorded shows end 30 seconds too early, and then it goes silent until the computer catches up. Most of it happens in the afternoon and evening.
Yep.
Rarely does it happen in the morning.
Yeah, that happens down in Lake City, Florida, too.
Well, it happens all over the place. Yeah, it's all. Everybody has the same. Everybody's in the same boat now with computers.
Okay.
Become a computer industry. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you much.
Hey, Tom, thanks for listening, though. We appreciate it. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yep, we are, slaves to the computer.
Yep.
It sits in front of us. Everything is in it.
And it makes everything so much easier, but it comes with its own problems.
Yep. And it's, and we also remind everybody that if you miss it live, you can go to the podcasts.
Yeah.
And hear it all. And speaking of podcasts, a list came out. We're doing pretty doggone well in the podcast world.
Yeah, especially you, Art. It's been pretty steadily gaining. I just happen to be looking into that because the podcasting.
And I don't do anything different, folks. Just so you know, I don't do a podcast. I do a radio show, and it's dropped as a podcast.
Yep, it automatically gets uploaded. So right now, the 9 o'clock hour from today's show is up online, and at about 11:05, this hour will be up there as well. If you want to go back and listen, if you missed an hour, you go to WSGW.com, click on podcasts, and there's a whole lot of them there for you to check out. All of our local programming is in some form of podcast.
Let me see if I can get Nicole from Covenant to bring us Hey, Nicole!
I wonder if they can hear us, because this is what's playing out in this lobby. He's making hand signals.
Yeah, like bring us two shakes.
Yeah. Oh, the boss is here. Yeah. Yeah. We've been reduced to begging, folks.
Yes, and we're not too proud.
No.
So, talking about the podcasts, we do a number of other podcasts that are recorded in we have a podcast studio, folks.
Yep.
That's how important podcasts have come. We do about 5 different podcast shows.
Local shows. They air on the weekends, but they're always up in podcast form.
One of them I know you're involved with quite heavily is Joe Volk.
Yeah.
Joe has his gratitude show.
Joe's Generating Gratitude. Yep.
What?
I see.
Well,
we get him? One, but I'm left all alone. No Shamrock Shakes for me. If we want to take a break, I've got a segment in the system. We're talking about the computer system from this last week's show. But yeah, Joe does an amazing job talking with people who have overcome. Oh, I get a Shamrock Shake too. Oh, thank you, sir.
And look at that. The boss brought it in.
The boss brought it for me. Yeah.
That's impressive.
He talks with people who have overcome all sorts of things. But maybe a little bit later on, we can play a segment from this last week's show.
All right. Let me take a break.
Yeah.
Tell me where to find it. In the computer.
Yeah.
And we'll do that when we return.
For 60 years...
WSGW online poll for you.
The time change. Debate has been going on for years in Congress as various bills have been introduced to end the twice-a-year time change. That leads to further debate regarding on whether it should be standard time or daylight saving time becoming permanent. That has been a poll that we have had a question on in the past. However, this poll is a twist on the time change proposals. There's a lawmaker from Florida who wants to remove the debate of which it should be standard time or daylight saving time by splitting the difference. His suggestion is to shift all U.S. time zones ahead 30 minutes and make that permanent. That's different. By the way, the time change is coming up the weekend of March 7th and 8th. So the WSGW online poll question for you, what do you think about shifting U.S. time zones ahead 30 minutes and making that the permanent time? Would you say yes? Would you say no? Would you say I'm not sure? Head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and make your vote.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Before we get to more calls on the Joe Volk segment, I've invited someone to stop in the studio for a moment. Introduce yourself to everybody, Nicole.
Hi, this is Kristen Knoll from Covenant Healthcare Foundation, and
Kristen
just
is
by.
the head of the foundation at the hospital, and she and some of her cohorts showed up with green things in their hand. Tell us about it and why.
Yeah, so our friends over at Ronald McDonald House Charities and McDonald's decided they wanted to surprise and delight you with some tasty treats from McDonald's today. For those who don't know, every time you put money in those bins, when you go to McDonald's, you buy your fries, you round up, or you put some change in those little containers at the window, the money actually goes to Ronald McDonald House Charities in Michigan. And what's really cool about that for Saginaw is over at Covenant Children's Hospital, we have a Ronald McDonald House family room. Oh, cool. So that, when parents or families are, they have children in the pediatric unit and they need just a place for some respite to stay, to maybe just wash up, take a shower, wash some clothes, just hang out away from, the hustle and bustle of the hospital. They can do that right in the unit.
And we're involved, of course, with the Lights Before Christmas.
Yes.
All of our connoisseur stations. Been doing it for a number of years now.
Yeah, we're so grateful for that, too. If any of the listeners haven't been, I hope they come this December.
Okay, so we drew you into the principal's office, but it wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't so bad. I was a little nervous. When I got the point from Art and get in here.
All right, Krista. Well, listen, we appreciate the shakes, and it's always a pleasure working with you.
Thank you so much for all that you guys do. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Krista Knowles, and she is the head of the Covenant Foundation at Covenant Healthcare. Thank her for joining us. All right, so let's get back to the discussion of the podcasts.
Yeah,
Joe Volk. You mentioned there was a segment, so I have that segment. Shall we play it first?
Yeah, this is from this last weekend's show, so you can go and listen to the full show. But his guest was Tashia, and the context is all in there for you.
Now, Tashia, okay, 10 years in prison. You're gonna be let out. What was being let out like?
Terrifying. It was terrifying. I couldn't even explain it. It was. I had severe PTSD. Every time someone walked up behind me, I jumped. I just had physically. I had some issues that were a little challenging. But I really feel like I did it right. I did it right. When I came home, I spent the first 8 months by myself, like really spend quality time with myself. I didn't go on Facebook or any social media for the first 8 months that I was out. The first 8 months that I was out, I utilized every single program that my parole officer gave me and that MDOC offered. And I just immersed myself in every program and resources that I could find. And they helped me tremendously transition. Really and truly they did. So there is help out there. There are programs out there. There are peer supports out there that want to help. There are people like me that want to help and mentor people that are coming out of prison. There is a lot of help. You just have to want it. You have to make the choice. And you have to be diligent.
What was that first day like? First day out? What did you do? What did it feel like?
The first day out felt like heaven. It felt like heaven. I was able to hold my kids for the first time. I was able to see my father. I spent the day at my father's home. I spent the night at my father's home. I spent my day with my family. That's what I did.
Is there a better feeling in the world than that?
No, there wasn't.
Isn't that amazing? You know, being on the brink again of losing everything, and now you've got it back, and you get to hold it, and you get to hug it, and you get to kiss it.
It takes a lot of work to rebuild it.
Yes,
it takes a lot of work to rebuild your life.
It's a segment from Joe Volk's Generating Gratitude, which we heard this weekend.
That was heard last weekend. We got a new one
last
this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can go and hear that now. Go to WSUW.com.
Right,
click on podcasts. Yep.
The interesting thing about Joe, and we've talked about it on this show several times, he's 38 years sober.
Yeah.
He's been there.
He's 40 years sober now.
Now he's 40.
Yeah, he just celebrated 40 years.
He's been there.
Yeah.
He knows what this is like.
Yeah, and it comes out in the conversations that he has with people, and what strikes me is two things. One, everybody has a different story that he talks to, but everybody kind of has the same story that he talks to. Everybody, you can follow the same points, but something that he kind of always ends with is, how are you living now? And that's where the gratitude comes in, and it's something that is taught in that recovery phase for a lot of these people. Now, this weekend coming up, it's not a story of addiction. It's not a story of going to prison or anything like that. But it's a U.S. Soldier who was injured in Syria and recovered from that, and really cool story. But it's gratitude factors in there too, big time. So
it's all based around gratitude.
Oh, 100%. So really cool show. I encourage you, if you're looking for some background noise sometime, check it out. WSGW.com, click on podcasts, and you can find it there.
So as long as we're mentioning them, tell us about the other four.
Yeah, we've got, I'll just go down the list here. Hey Great Lakes Bay, that's looking at some of the great organizations and businesses and things that make up our region with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. Mi Gente on Air with Larry Rodarte, that's taking a look more at the Latino community here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and some really good conversations. I've really liked recently a lot of his shows. For a while, a lot of them were kind of entertainment focused and events and music and things like that, but he's had some really great deep conversations talking about big issues, especially with the immigration conversations that have come up. So definitely worth a listen there. That's What She Said with Christiana Malacara, talking with women from the Great Lakes Bay region. From student to CEO is kind of her motto. She's coming up on 2 years in a couple months here with that show, and she's been doing some great stuff with that. And United Shades of Grey with Kareem Bowen. I'm on that one from time to time. Mark Bassett is his co-host there, and just kind of modeling how to have some difficult conversations and still respect one another, which is something that I think we need a lot more of in this world.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then all the other shows, local shows, are podcast automatically.
The Art Lewis Show, Focus, and Farm Service with Terry Henney. The Morning Team is kind of its own thing, because you're not going to sit down and listen to it for a long time, but you can find
the highest downloads.
you can find all the segments. So we're posting like 3 to 8 segments a day on the Morning Team page, and you can hear all the fun stuff that we've been talking about.
Yep. And, it's what's happened is podcasting has become a significant part of listener time. And in the case of my shows and things like it, we do the shows and they become podcasts. In the case of the 5 podcasts, we do them and they become air shows, because they're also aired live Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
No, not live.
Well, recorded. Yeah.
Recorded. But they're primarily designed as podcasts.
It's kind of a hybrid between the two.
It is.
But
it is.
Yeah, they're longer form. They're not broken up quite as much as like the Art Lewis Show is into segments. But they're conversations, they're storytelling. There's some great storytelling in those shows.
All right, we're going to take a break. Lines are open for whatever you'd like to talk about. It's an open line hour, 989-752-6111.
Hi, I'm Stan.
Hi, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, along with Jonathan Dent. I'm Art Lewis, and to our phones, Carl is in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art, Jonathan. When Trump was running for president, when he was a candidate, he said there were going to be no more wars. He was going to be the peace president. In fact, he accused his opponents of saying, she's going to take you to war. If you vote for her, Kamala Harris, she's going to take us into Iran. So, excuse me.
Well documented.
We have that. Yes. You're talking about podcasters. Apparently, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, that part of the MAGA movement is very upset with Trump because of the promises he made about keeping us out of these wars. I saw among independent voters, less than 1 in 5 is in favor of this war.
All right, so let me give you the numbers. 27% of a Reuters Ipsos poll say they approve of the strikes. 43% disapproved. 29% were unsure. So you can't count them either way. We don't know what they're thinking.
Okay, so 44 to 19?
43 to 27.
43 to 27.
And 29% unsure. For all we know, they could all favor it, or they could all oppose it. We don't know. They don't know.
But right now the feelings are against
well,
this
I'm
war.
just saying, don't rely on polls.
And don't rely on political promises. Now, the one thing that I will say, I'm not a fan of the promising not to go to war and then going to war.
Me either.
I don't like that. But he, at the time, on the campaign trail, had the history to back it up. There weren't any new wars during his first administration. So I think he had the grounds to say it at that point. I think situations change. He definitely did attempt diplomacy. He didn't just march in there and, well, this is what we're doing now. There were diplomatic attempts, especially at denuclearization. But yeah, no. If you make a promise, you should keep it, unless you're a politician, I guess.
I have to laugh too, Pelosi and how she flip-flopped on this, because when, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Obama that struck Syria, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't go to Congress first.
Oh, yeah, no president has done military intervention.
But now, she's up in arms because Trump didn't go to Congress first.
Yeah, no,
Nancy Pelosi is not even in office right now.
But she's
you keep going back to her.
And she was when Obama was.
No, wait a minute. Then why does she keep speaking out on it? If she's not in office, who cares?
Well, you seem to care.
Well, why does she if she's not in office?
Taylor Greene said?
Yeah, I know.
Marjorie Taylor Greene said?
I don't.
She said, "This is America last."
I don't care about any of them.
Well, you brought it up.
Well, I did, because Pelosi said so. Why would she say so if she's not in power anymore?
Well, then you do care, Art.
Well,
come on.
All right.
She was in that position when Obama was in office, and she was in support of his strikes in Syria. So
yes, and the Constitution says Congress declares war.
What's a war? Whoa.
I say Pelosi is wrong. Obama was wrong to do it without Congress, and Trump is wrong to do it now.
I'll agree with you there.
They're all wrong.
Yeah, but
they're not following.
But the War Powers Act describes how he can do it and how long he has to go to Congress. I don't hear you.
Right in the middle, you said right in the middle of the negotiations, he started this attack. So that's the great negotiator, is right in the middle of negotiations, start dropping bombs.
It was after they walked away from the table in this most recent round of negotiations. It wasn't in the middle of negotiations.
They weren't given anything.
I didn't hear they walked away.
Yeah, they refused to talk about...
They refused to agree?
No, they refused to talk about things they weren't going to give up. They weren't going to give up their ballistic missiles. They weren't going to give up their processing of uranium. They weren't going to give up anything, as they always have.
Position.
And they always have had that position. And unless you do something, the position isn't going to change.
All right, so are we going to attack every country that we disagree with their position?
I hope not.
Are we going to attack North Korea? Is North Korea? They have bombs. They have nuclear weapons.
Who knows?
Are we going to attack them next?
I doubt it.
Why not? I
don't know. You think we should?
Well, Trump, I guess.
I didn't ask you that.
No, I don't think we should attack.
All right, then
Korea.
there's the answer.
I don't think we should attack Iran.
All right, good enough. We're going to leave it there. Thanks, Carl.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And let me take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to Jim in Wheeler when we return. How'd you sleep last night? You know, today we're asked to do more for less, so when you go to bed and you theoretically spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured your mattress is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but you can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. And by the way, if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you to your exact size. Box stores can't do that. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, 5343 James Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them online at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 1935.
Rocket Grab Plus.
Have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice...
Back with you on the Art Lewis Show, along with Jonathan Dent. And back to our phones, we go to Wheeler, and we'll talk to Jim this morning. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Art. Jonathan.
Good morning.
I'd like to make a little comment about this last caller's. He's always against everything that Trump does. And I'm sure he was probably for everything that Obama did. But, you know, Obama caused a lot of this problem in the Middle East when he sent all them planefuls of palleted money over there.
$6 million
and cargo
cash.
planes of cash.
Yeah.
How many? You know how many billion?
$6 million, I think it was.
Yeah, there you go. And what do you think they did with that? Build daycares?
Yeah, of course.
You know, this guy seems to think that everything bad in the world is good and everything good is bad. You know, maybe what he needs to do is build a little bit bigger house and move all these nasty people in with him for a while, and I think his opinion would change. I'm gonna let you go with that. Have a good one, Art.
The reality is we're all entitled to our opinion. And those on one side think the other side's wrong, and those on that side think the other side's wrong. And that's where we're at today. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
The tough part is make sure you don't get blinded by either your support for your side or your
one way or another
opposition to the other.
Mark in Sanford. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Hey, I'm going to look at Iran a little bit different. It was under a dictator, and the dictator's no longer there. However, thousands, if not millions of people can't overthrow their governments because all their guns have been taken away from them. And on the left here in the United States, they want to take all the guns, it seems like, from time to time when there's a mass shooting. If we did that, would you not have the same type of dictatorship in America as you would have in Iran?
And potential.
At one time, you couldn't overthrow your government because you don't have any guns, and we're asking the people to do that. I don't see how they're going to do that.
Well, they're not going to. It's not going to happen. They can talk about it all they want. It's not going to happen.
Do we drop guns on the ground? Do we airlift millions?
What are you saying isn't going to happen, Art?
They're going to take our guns.
No, he's saying are the Iranian people going to be able to retake their government?
Well, I understand that, but he's referring it to us. If we lose our guns, we're not going to lose our guns.
But there are attempts for it, and that's one of the concerns.
There's always talk
to
about
keep
it. Has been forever. Yeah. Has been forever. But
right. So then, how does this Iranian civilian go and overthrow a government if all their guns are gone?
What happens will be, I predict, that the enforcers, the Royal Guard, and all of those folks are going to come around to the people's side, and they have the guns.
All right, there's quite a few of them out there that are over,
yes,
quite a bit of territory there.
Yeah, there is. It's a big country.